one West. That's who we are, nigga. One West, one West. So who is y'all, nigga? One West, one West. We want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, nigga? One West, one West. That's who we are, nigga. One West, one West. So who is y'all, niggas? One West, one West. We want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, niggas?
UPK soldiers got them killers with me, and I don't fuck with every spot cause it's too iffy. Real motherfucking prophet cause the Lord with me, but don't get that shit twisted, I got Drake's with me. Yeah, bitch, and that whole 50. Run up on me wrong, you gon' catch 60. Wait, you gon' catch 20. The other 30 for your homies, bitch, I got plenty. And I shoot this motherfucker till that clip empty. Taking orders from your bitch, you a fucking simpy. Shit, should be televised. The way I'm cutting niggas up, bitch, I'm a samurai. Niggas swear they in the truth, but telling hella lies. Stumping like you Greek, bitch, you Hellenized. The revolution gon' be televised, and what I see in my vision gon' leave you petrified.
One West, that's who we are, nigga. One West, so who is y'all, nigga? One West, we want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, nigga? One West, that's who we are, nigga. One West, so who is y'all, niggas? One West, we want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, niggas?
UPK soldiers lead cowards and all. So fuck a gas stop, I came with 6 pumps in my car. My niggas ready to swing, we like kids at the park. So touch a chair around this bitch and we breaking your jaw. They think we Christian, but we not. Nothing about us is soft. I don't know what you niggas on, but that shit get you off. We booted up. We came to take zones for real. Black 40 under my garment, I be dressed to kill. Fourth dimension sitting linger, I be fresh for real. Putting scripts on your corners, but these here ain't pills. We rock covers. You official if you know those drills. Bread and water, you official if you know those meals. Yeah, you niggas soldiers get rolled over. You got police in your pocket, I got a judge in my holster. Oppressors out to get us, so remain sober. Or be chained to them chains till there's nothing that remains of us. A cult leader like Christ, we got the same culture. I bang on them, tell my enemies the reign's over. I up the sig and keep pulling like a chain smoker. The game ain't changed, One West stayed the same on them.
One West, that's who we are, nigga. One West, so who is y'all, nigga? One West, we want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, nigga? One West, that's who we are, nigga. One West, so who is y'all, niggas? One West, we want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, niggas?
Niggas talking prophets, yeah, we got plenty. We the reason why it's Israelites around the city. Karkazak tells the rock, bring Shamar out. We bout to slide on him, see what niggas talking about. Young dog think he wise cause he a Kim head. That shit lame, they didn't survive, nigga, Kim is dead. Where I'm from, little nigga, is a dirty game. I pledge allegiance to Yahweh, bitch, I'm UPK. Nigga, let's talk bodies. Set up on your corner, wake up everybody. Big priest, until I'm dead deceased. The mission is complete until you're off the street. Saw y'all on the internet, stumping down the street. But take the poor and the weak. Touch your sister or a brother, you gon' be sleep. But take the poor and the weak.
One West, that's who we are, nigga. One West, so who is y'all, nigga? One West, we want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, nigga? One West, that's who we are, nigga. One West, so who is y'all, niggas? One West, we want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, niggas?
If you fucking with the brothers, then I'm giving out major pain. Clip full of ball heads, I'm shooting out Damon Wayne's. Driven ambition, I ain't never changing lanes. Wise as an old man, but I ain't slanging cane. This ain't a game, this shit way deeper than rap. You speaking the cap, but the shit y'all speaking is cap. I'm 5,000, but I still keep it a stack. I'm in the truth, not cause back then I was seeking the fact. Crying loud for the niggas that's deep in the back. And the Lord with me, ain't no reason for keeping the strap. We peep the attacks, niggas say we ain't speaking the facts. Stealing breakdowns every time we teaching in class. Niggas snitching, y'all out here squeaking with rats. We be on the street corners teaching that Jesus is black.
We on 125th Street, Harlem, nigga, you see where we at?
One West, that's who we are, nigga. One West, so who is y'all, nigga? One West, we want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, nigga? One West, that's who we are, nigga. One West, so who is y'all, niggas?
Yeah. Cold shit.
I ain't come with goons, but I'm well connected. Walk in the room, it's pop, 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 like you got rejected. Let me see if you qualify or not. Spinning up in a tinted truck, riding around your block. Busy man, I get a word, he ain't this shit from top to bottom like a motherfucking ceiling fan. Hopping out the rental van, on my way to LAX. Brothers out in Cali and they killers out of every set. But I ain't crippin' on no blood. One niggas got it out the mud. Put your face on a t-shirt, memory of niggas acting tough in them songs, that's the drugs. I don't need no cases, all my pistols clean. So now I weigh my options, used to use the triple beam. Used to get the wop, mix it with the nicotine. Now I travel state to state and put on for my team.
The fuck wrong with them? Ain't on my level, I should let my dog get them. I see niggas and they feelings, I don't feel them. Kick the Glocky with me, it was like a ball with them. Me at the end, I gotta stay patient. They hate me, Lord, I gotta stay dangerous. You one of them? Yeah. What's the problem? I'm one west, go to war with everybody. Cut the grass for the snakes, fuck the gossip. Front line with them soldiers, that's my posture. Gun drawn, tryna curse the imposter. Shit get out the pocket, go to war with everybody, yeah. Send that hate, make it to the featherweights. Niggas claim they hard, but they sweeter than a debit cake. Hold on, think it's time to introduce. I'm a man and a beast and a step and a ruler. Hold on, and a G and a soldier and a mover. Hold on, and a killer and a prophet and a shooter, nigga. Trying to stay humble, my shit crazy. Cold leader, need the blue stripes, no brick break. Can't be serious, you a funny boy, young fly. Look wrong, must be a dummy, I ain't gun shy. Fuck that little bitch, she a hook. Nigga swear he the go, bring him to the bush. To the bush. The fuck wrong with him? Ain't on my level, I should let my dog get him. Niggas in they feelings, I don't feel them. Kid the Glocky with me, it was like a ball with him. We at the end, gotta stay patient. They hate me, Lord, I gotta stay patient. You one of them? What's the problem? I'm one west, go to war with everybody.
I'm from Philly, you get hot, you catch a cold case. I'm one west, these brothers trying to set my soul straight. They done turned me to a prophet from a demon, and I'm locked in this shit and I ain't leaving. Ski mask transform to war mode like I'm Voltron. Stamp on my head and my chest from the most high. Put something tight around your neck like a bow tie. Got my niggas waiting charged up like they phone died.
Red letter, drip clean, it looks so fly. Claim he riding, that's why I left his ass roadside. He gon' die, skyscraper to a nosedive. 9mm plus P, fuck a 4-5. The fuck wrong with him? Ain't on my level, I should let my dog get him. I see niggas and they feelings, I don't feel them. Kick the Glocky with me, it was like a ball with him. Me at the end, I gotta stay patient. They hate me, Lord, I gotta stay dangerous. You one of them? Yeah. What's the problem? I'm one west, go to war with everybody.
What you bought? You know what time it is, nigga. Better watch how you step in. Yeah. But that was my niggas. Yeah. I'm in it, yo. Got my nigga Rewan with me. But that was my niggas, it'll be an honor. You know what I'm saying? Under commanding General Honor. Straight off the top, I love all of my niggas. That shit ain't gon' stop till we on top and we ballin', my nigga. We be fly as fuck, you know them bitches be stalking my niggas. That shit'll never change and it's the same with all my niggas. City to city, I should be at home. That's what my ribs say. But bitch, I'm grown, I'm in these streets and closed caption. Niggas know we bout that action. If a nigga play with me, then my hock, I'm gon' let him have it. Hey, make you the shit, this truth, this shit. Nigga play, I let that Ruger hit. Get on them tracks, they be like, who is this? I'm rude with it, ain't got no manners. All them pussy niggas talkin' shit, yeah, I know they can't stand us, but we UPK, Louisiana, bitch, that's what I'm reppin'. And my niggas solid number, real ones in my section. If you wanna get down, put your boots on, start steppin'. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood I lay my life down right now for all my sisters and brothers, because I love them, I see them dapping and hug them. It's It's amazing to see how well we adapt from the struggle. Born again from a life of sin, trapped in the gutter. My mind frame was to kill my own kind. Feeling inferior, waking up ready to die. Run with them killers, so it's just a matter of time. For why take your life or let you take mine? That's when I realized the slaves killing slaves while the white man live to get old. We in them graves, and shit got me feeling plain. I opened the Bible, went through them records, found out we was royalty, a nation to be respected. But in this world we rejected, we hated for our complex. Still fighting to get accepted. We hear the truth and reject it, but love is getting corrected. And all my niggas correct me. The commandments, the foundation we erected. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Hey, hey. Hey, hey.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my access. Yes, you said so. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles and make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Von Dale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. Devils design fire for our babies to pass through it. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
Someday you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
Through the speech, man, we got Captain Tower in the building. Yeah. So, Cap, man, let us know where you from.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me, man, on the speech, man. I'll break it down right quick,
don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart, one West when I finish, one West when I start. Big shine, big glow. I be gone till November, let my bitch know. I'm back by the winter, bubbling like Crisco. I need my pockets all swollen like a lymph node. Talking out the side of your neck, get you a slit throat. I stay broke, don't care if I got $1 million. Looking down on me, I put your brains on the ceiling. Fuck kicking down the door, we bout to demo the building. Fake cats all in these groups, I wonder who ya. Shoot ya off your pulpit, hallelujah. 4-pound gun youngin' down like it's a cougar. On my feet, combat boots, or is it Puma? Words spreading around about me, none of it rumor. All truth, very big facts, very large caliber on very small gaps. Compact pistols, ladders, and all that. About to throw the switch in the Nina for rapid fire. Got the 5.7 equipped with the magnifier. Boom shakalaka, equipped with the rim rocker. We ain't really got beef, yeah, Ramak would have been shot ya. The best rhymer since Pac and Big Papa. Big llama, big juice, I'm Big Jamba. Quarter tank of gas, I ride like a big timer. No informer, no sweat, not insider. My conglomerate wreck like King Konga. No Asian pun me, no chink in armor. Remain calm throughout pain that bring trauma. Stay focused on things that bring commas. Took all pressure, applied and made diamonds. Stayed true, kept shit pure, my name honored. Paid all dues and debts and kept promise. Make sure you show respect, pay homage to the king. I'm one West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West when I start. I said I've been one West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West when I start. I'm the hottest on the market, don't make me start it. I'ma pull up in a Spider-Man and Peter Parker. I remember days was trapping out the apartment. Now one West about put me up in a starship. About to fly the friendly skies in this bitch. Spit the truth on the corners, I lie a little bit. I'm a stand-up nigga, I die before I switch. Down or we up, I'm cool with who I with. I'ma be war the king and stay dangerous. Hold down the biz and fam, remain blameless. Now rappers drippy with styles we made famous. First with studs and spikes in any city. Designers charge a stack for shit that can't fit me. Had fringes on my coattail way before Jimmy. Funny how the general ain't even see a penny. Better show respect, get smoked like a chimney. Keep my name out your mouth, don't even think it. Send a real Smith at y'all, no Jada Pinkett. Both ball heads, my grain a $1.50. Lost my man to the game, that pain that stuck with me. Had to find a cheat code to the street though, cause them niggas getting fouled, shoot you like a free throw. Keep spitting acid like a Mino, and the nigga be the nicest with a mean flow. Try to ride my wave, you gon' need a speedboat. I'm hot like 100 degrees in a peacoat. Scarf in the sweater, I embark every letter. It's UPK, not a part, but together. Homie, I've been one West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West when I start. One West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West.
140 for the rap, I'm busy, man. Shit, nigga. They take their head over, nigga.
I read where Eve did to Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like Samson, I can't let no holder lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, oh they lies, this hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Nigga think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Circle up and stay alert, another cop can stretch the nigga. He a demon, it's an exorcism, watch I bless the nigga. You took that oath in blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. Fuck the opposition, I see vision, let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spin, I ain't listening, is in fact the If revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like Jake. So Tower War, we gon' run the summer, it's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't just do that, bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real triggering on them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? What he saying something, I ain't hear him, this shit light work. It ain't about who got the gun, it's about who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain. 6 shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand that feeds you, you'll never get that hand back. He bitchin' about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, I with that hollow side, yeah, this the rim McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my brain, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get it, boy, lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
All right, let's clap it up. All right, Salak, give me a second there. Salak. All right. All right. First things first, Shalom, Yahweh, Shemel, Shad, Brakatham, to all the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh, Shamar, Allah, Shemel, Shad, to the sisters. All right. I is Cape, Minnesota. Okay. With the Brotherhood class. And so, like, if y'all could just give me a second here. Let's go ahead and share the class. We are going to get into a few different topics. The main topic being, Passover, just to recap. Okay. Just give me a moment here. Let me see. Okay, let me see. So, like, y'all bear with me real quick. All right. So, once again, if anybody got any questions or concerns, you can type it into the chat. And this is a class, once again, for so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. All right. If you come from the islands, if you come from, the ghettos, the barrios of America, outside of America, South Central, North America, we are speaking to you and you alone. All right. This is the class where we dissect and speak about all the problems and talk about solutions for the very things that happen in our communities every single day. Okay. And we also dive into the Bible to show you how you can fix and change your life for you, your family, and your loved ones. Okay. And of course, if anybody wants to challenge anything that is being taught in the class, please step up to the plate. You can, come into the comment section. All right. And speak your piece at any given time. All right. Salaki, I'm still doing this real quick. Let me see. Okay. Salaki, y'all bear with me, still sharing the class here. Like, comment, subscribe if you could. All right. Salaki here. Okay. All right, once again, so Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatham to the brothers, Shalom Yahweh Shamar, Alatah, Bashem Yahushai to the sisters, all right? That is a greeting for those brothers and sisters of Israel, asking the Lord to watch and protect you and bless you as well, okay? So let's get to the topic, man. So we just got done celebrating the Lord's Passover, which was, Saturday of last week, all right? April the 12th, okay? April 12th was the Lord's Passover, which was absolutely glorious. All those that came out, Most High in Christ, it was absolutely a movie. It was one to put on the books, for sure. Everybody came out to Atlanta and showed out, man. Like it's so glorious to see brothers and sisters come together and not have to fight each other, not want to unalive each other. Nobody's, speaking ill will or evil towards each other. It was absolutely something that not other places have, which is called brotherhood and sisterhood. And that's something that we really have to dive into. Although we are going to recap about the Passover that happened in Atlanta, the Lord's Passover to be specific, not anybody else's outside of the UPK, right? But also too, I want to speak about the spirit that we should always have and keep, knowing what the Lord taught us about this day, about this high holy day, all right? All right, I just got to do one more thing, and then we should be good to go. All right, I got that going, all right. And here we go. All right, we should be two out now. All right. Most High in Christ. All right, so once again, the Passover in Atlanta, as you may know, was, in Atlanta, it was April 12th, the 56th annual Passover. And Lord allowed we have many more, unless, until Christ returns. There are some people who did not get the opportunity to come out to make their way there, for, many different reasons. But of course, as long as you are trying to show the Lord that you are making an effort when it comes to anything, the Most High sees everything, and he knows, and he will determine and judge based on what you have and have not done when it comes to serving him. All right. Now, if anybody tells you out there that you don't have to keep the Passover and that, you can do whatever you please, they are lying to you, and they will be the reason why you get jammed up. You will have, issues and problems. Okay. Now, of course, there's this whole holiday called Easter. That's something else that we're going to get into as well, because Easter is going to be on the 20th, which is this upcoming Sunday. And that's going to be that's a day that is very known in today's time. But however, as soon as you speak about Passover, no one knows what that is or what it stands for. What's the spirit behind it? But however, I guess some people think that Passover has something to do with Easter when that's not the case at all. And I do need to grab that precept just to show, the difference, just to show that they are not the same, but they are absolutely separate and completely different. Okay. So let me get that real quick. Let me see. It's a scripture about Easter, but it's really supposed to be Passover. Let me see. Where's that? I think it's in Acts. Right. Okay. Yeah, I think I found it here. So once again, if anybody got any questions or concerns, you could definitely type it into the chat, and we could definitely get straight to it. All right. To any questions or concerns, we are not the Christian church. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, where we discuss and teach Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians their true knowledge, nationality, their heritage, their history. without any lies, all right? Because if you learn anything about so-called black people, so-called Latinos, Native Indians, you get a watered-down version or story filled with lies about these people, okay? Now, because the Most High has put the truth into the earth, now we are in a time where they want to now say we have this thing called critical race theory, where we want to get rid of any history that makes the oppressor, who are the white race, feel ashamed about their own history. Because in history, it's going to speak about the violence. It's going to speak about the vileness, the wickedness of a people who have done terrible and horrible things to multiple other race of people. But in order to protect the emotions, the integrity, the image of the beast, I like to call him, which is the white man, the white race, right? In order to do that, they have to have something in place called critical race theory. All right? And, don't be surprised of more things that's going to be in place to try to change the image of our oppressor. So that way they are looked at to be the good people on the earth. Because there's a propaganda that so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Indian people are this disgusting, dangerous people who do not belong, who do not deserve to even breathe the same air as everybody else. Okay? All right, so let me see. I'm trying to find the scripture. I believe I did find it. Let me see. Right, okay, I did find it. Here we go. Okay. All right, so once again, we are going to get into a few topics. It's going to be about Easter, and it's going to be about Passover. Once again, Passover is absolutely glorious. I mean, the time went by pretty fast. Man, if only time can go so slow to just really grasp what all happened that entire weekend. We had the slaughter of the lamb, where we do exactly what the men in the Bible did in the book of Exodus, where we slaughtered our lamb, a lamb that had no blemishes, had nothing wrong with it, that was absolutely perfect. And we sacrificed it, not sacrificed it, but we cooked it, and we followed the instructions how the Bible says to when you slaughter a lamb and how you prepare it for the Passover. And so we follow those steps. And what's so beautiful about this Bible is you have to follow the scriptures to the T, meaning that when it says for the Passover that you have to cut it this way, that you got to burn it this way, you have to make sure this oil, herbs, like bitter herbs, unleavened bread, like all that is very, very important, because that's how you keep the tradition. When you look at the Jewish community, right, you see how they prepare for the so-called, for the feast of the Lord. You see that they are doing it out of context. And they are not doing it in the spirit of the Lord at all, because they do not know the Bible. So everybody says that, when it comes to the Bible, it's based on your own interpretation. Well, my thing is this. Where is that in the Bible? Where is it in the scriptures where it says that you have to observe these precepts, these verses, this entirety of this book in your own interpretation? One thing about the Bible is it's not as plain as you think it is. It's not as black and white as you think it is. Every book has a set of rules on how to read it. You can't read every book the same and expect to understand it. This Bible is biblical records. There are parables. There are literary. That's like how you say it. Literary devices, meaning that there are allegories, metaphors, idioms. There are so many literary devices that you have to use and understand in context in order to know what the Bible is speaking about. But once again, also too, you can't tell me when it says that the prophets are black in the Bible, how can you put that into your own interpretation that it means something opposite of that? What you can't do is lean onto your own understanding. Now, the Bible does say that, and that's very clear to the point. And one thing that we have to do as a society of, the minority people of this earth, only speaking about the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, what we have to do is stop being so naive and simple. Simplicity is going to be the downfall of us, which it already is, but it's going to continue to be that if we do not wake up to the fact that we have been lied to, we have been deceived, and no one is here for your best interest. No one is looking out for you the way that your own people is looking out for you. Like we should come together as a people instead of going to everybody else. That's our issue. That's our problem. Why go to somebody? Why go outside of your group, your nation, your family to try to seek answers when you got somebody right next door to you? And when I say next door, meaning you have a neighbor next to you. When you look at where the so-called Black, Latinos, and Native Indians are in the world, all over the world, ask yourself, who is right next to them? Majority of the time, it's their own people. Now, I do understand that you have been hurt, that you have been betrayed by your own kind, and that you feel that there is nobody else left good in your, there's nobody who has any love or has a heart, has a spirit in your own people, right? So that's why you decide to go to another people. But I'm gonna let you know right now that you are wrong, okay? And if you decide to go to another people instead of stick with your own, you are no better. You are absolutely no better. You are just as terrible and filthy and disgusting and a hypocrite. Now, I say all this to say, when the Passover came about this past weekend, all you saw was brothers and sisters who genuinely had nothing but love for each other, who would lay their life down for one another without question, without a thought, and without hesitation. And you saw people who have not seen each other in possibly over a year or so come together and celebrating this amazing day that the Lord had gave to us, which is called the Passover. And we are going to read on the history of it just briefly. And then we are going to touch on some other scriptures just to, dive more into, how this weekend went. And of course, lastly, speaking about, this disgusting holiday that is upcoming this Sunday, all right, called Easter. So where I want to go to first is going to be Exodus, the 12th chapter. Okay? And we are going to just read for a little bit. And once again, if anybody has any questions or concerns, what to do, type it into the comment section. All right? Let me see something here. Okay. All right, let's get to it. All right. So this is Exodus chapter 12, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron, saying, and the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, verse 2, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Now, as you know, Passover is starts the beginning of the year. So whenever Passover is and whatever month it falls on, that's the first month of the year, according to the Israelite calendar, okay? Because once again, these records are ancient. This is not going off of the calendar of modern times, because the times that we live in today, we live under a different umbrella. We live under a different society, world, so to speak. So, like, for example, if you are in North America, you live in the world of America and that empire. Same thing with Central and South America. We don't live under the lifestyle or the way of life of God's, culture, statutes, and commandments or laws. We live under another man's authority, another man's house with his set of rules. Okay, his how you said his empire. So when you look at these holidays that are coming up, you have to ask yourself, okay, this is not in the Bible, which everyone should know that these holidays, Independence Day, has nothing to do with the children of Israel. Easter has nothing to do with God. Independence Day has nothing to do with God. Thanksgiving and Christmas, all of these things are a lie. And also too, you should be ashamed of yourself if you are a so-called an adult, right? Or at least that's what you call yourself. It's a lot of you males and females out there, not men and women. I'm just going to call y'all male and females because that's what really you are. A lot of you male and females who are an adults, so-called, you still have this idea that, I should live my life celebrating these holidays, although you are aware that this has nothing to do with God. Because of your lust and because of you worshiping your family, your children, and you don't want to be criticized for being against it, you decide to be submissive to what everybody else is doing. And that's the problem. And some people may say, well, what's the problem of celebrating, these holidays? It's not hurting anybody. It very much does hurt yourself and those around you. And once again, I'm only speaking to a particular people, which is the children of Israel, God's chosen people. All right, because God chose only, a group of people, and it's not everybody. Okay, there are definitely outsiders and strangers. Okay, if you're not a so-called Negro, Jamaican, Dominican, Seminole Indian, Native Indian, West Indian, if you are none of those things, this conversation does not include you or has nothing to do with you. And you can continue to scroll. You can continue to watch something else. All right? Like, you should be ashamed of yourself if you did not celebrate the Lord's Passover. You should absolutely feel some type of way. Because this is all about the Lord and not about you. And that's another thing that's so glorious about what happened on Saturday. Everybody showed up and showed out for the Lord, and there was no issues or problems, meaning that nobody was the center of the of attention. I mean, besides everybody, having glorious garments, these brothers having glorious garments, these sisters have glorious dresses. The children were absolutely just amazing of what they were wearing and how they represented their culture. Besides everybody looking absolutely amazing, nobody was the center of attention. Nobody brought their problems to Passover. Nobody, represented their demons, so to speak. None of that was happening there. But if you were to go to a family reunion, so-called, or some type of gathering with your family in the world, somebody's going to argue or fight before that whole thing is done and over with. Before the night is up, somebody is getting stabbed, somebody's getting shot, somebody's going to fight, someone's going to argue, and relationships are going to be broken, and grudges are going to be made, gossiping is going to be talked. And that happens every time there is something that has nothing to do with the Lord. So that's your holidays, that's your birthdays. That's you having, just a demon on you and going to somebody else and putting a demon on them. You know what I mean? Because of your issues, your problems that you can't seem to get them worked out. All right? Now, that's what happens. But however, at this Lord's Passover, man, all you saw was laughs, a lot of feasting, a lot of, good drink. Everybody was disciplined. Nobody had any issues or ill will. And also, too, there might have been a few people who, might have had some issues in the past and really do not conversate. Even those people said shalom to each other, still said hello. I mean, absolutely amazing. Not everybody is going to be buddy-buddy and best friends, but we can still be professional and still be brotherly and sisterly to one another. All right? One thing about the Bible, it doesn't say that anyone's going to be your best friend in the whole wide world. Everything is going to be just fine all the time amongst each other. No, offenses will be made. Offenses do happen. Should it happen? Absolutely not. But it can and it will. But when it does, the Bible explains to us how to handle each and every situation possible. All right? So with that, let's keep going. Let's get back to the point. All right, Exodus chapter 12, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, verse 2, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. So once again, we know that in America's empire or culture, we know that the first month of the year is January. Okay, so January all the way to December, of course, those are named after gods. But as far as Passover, whichever month that falls on, that starts the beginning of the entire year. Okay, so April 12th was the Passover. So April would be the first month of our calendar of the Israelite culture. All right. Okay. So now also too, do understand that the Passover can fall between March or April, which is still the springtime. Passover has always been in the spring and will always remain so. Okay. All right. So verse 3. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of this month, they shall take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house. So Moses and Aaron is telling the children of Israel in Egypt, where they are being captive in, it's called captivity or otherwise known as slavery today. They are letting the congregation of Israel know, like, hey, look, the Lord said this, man. Everybody has to grab a lamb. Of course, this lamb cannot have any blemishes, meaning that it can't have any sickness, any scars, any damage to it whatsoever. It has to be absolutely clean and perfect. All right. And so every Israelite that has a house, you have to take a lamb for your house. Okay. Verse 4. And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. All right. So if one house is little, hey, you are going to combine and join the other house to make sure that this lamb is going to cover, your souls, meaning it's going to cover your household. Okay. But if your house is too little to where it's just like one or two people, then you are going to join your neighbor, which is your brother. You're going to join them. So that way, your souls are accounted for. All right. Every man according to his eating shall make your account for the lamb, which I just spoke of. Verse 5. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats. So once again, it cannot be, it has to be without blemish and a male of the first year. That's very important. Verse 6, and ye shall keep it unto the 14th day of the same month. And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. So once again, it's giving specific instructions on what to do with this lamb and how to prepare. But you may ask, prepare for what exactly? I'll get to that. Verse 6, and ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of Salaki. Verse 7, and they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper door post of the houses wherein they shall eat it. So The purpose of this is you want to unalive this animal that is a male animal of the first year, which is a lamb, without blemish, and you want to strike it, meaning you want to cut this goat, or I'm sorry, cut this lamb, and spread the blood on the post of the door. All right. So on the two side posts and on the upper door post of the houses that you shall eat it. So you got to put the blood around the door where you are standing and where this lamb is going to be eating. And why is that? For protection. All right. That blood of that lamb is protection over that house. Okay. Now understand that this is now Israelites and Egyptians are not the same people. That's why people always say, like, well, you know, Africans and black and so-called Africans and African Americans are the same people. Absolutely not. True Africans know that Black Americans or African Americans are not the same as them. They absolutely know that because they know the history of those so-called Black Americans. Meaning what? They know about Egypt. Egyptians are the Africans. They are not Black whatsoever. And some people may think Black as in the skin color. No. There are a lot of nations of people. There are a lot of race of people who have melanin or melatonin or melanin in their skin, except for Caucasian people. Even the so-called Asians have a sense of some type of melanin in their skin. East Indians, the Arabs, the Chinese, Japanese, the Africans, the list goes on. But however, the Egyptians are Africans. They are Ham. It's what the Bible would call them. Okay? Hamitic people. All right? But now, of course, the Egyptians are Africans, and the Hebrews are Israelites who are the so-called Black, Latinos, and Native North American Indians. All right? So, with that being said, right, let's keep going. Salakia. My point was that Moses and Aaron was commanded by the Lord to tell the congregation of Israel. So that lets you know that they're only speaking to a specific people and not everybody. Because you might wonder how come Aaron and Moses didn't let the Egyptians know what was going on. You are going to see why. Okay, we are going to get into that. Verse 8. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Now, right now, the day after Passover, or pretty much at sundown, going into Passover, is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. All right. So right now we are in the Feast of Unleavened Bread right now. Okay, for 7 days. 7 days you cannot eat anything that has leavening in it. So that's baking soda, baking powder, sodium bicarbonate. There are certain potassiums in the ingredient list. Anything that or yeast. If it has yeast, you cannot eat it. But now, if it's yeast extract, that's fine because yeast extract does not rise. All right, as far as like how bread rises, that's yeast. Okay, any type of dough that rises, that's yeast. But if it doesn't rise and it's flat or it's dead yeast, then that's fine. You have another one's called torula yeast. That's dead yeast that does not rise, it's flat. So that's fine. Okay. Now, if you see anything in the ingredients that says leavening agents or leavening, you cannot eat it at all. So that's mostly a lot of your fast food, fries, your pastries like cookies and donuts and bagels, muffins, and so on and so forth. Let me see. Certain chips you cannot eat because like puffs, anything that's a puff. Honestly, I would just check any bags of chips. a lot of, like 9 times out of 10, bread you can't eat because it has yeast in it or some type of leavening agent. Certain cereals you can eat and cannot eat. So the list goes on. But if you want more information about that, you can contact us. ISUPK Minnesota. You can contact us any way, form, or fashion. All right, or you can ask your question in the chat. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter as well. Okay. So yeah, and that's for 7 days. And the reason being is because actually I'm not going to give that away yet. I will explain why we are in the feast of unleavened bread. Okay. All right. So let's see. All right, verse 9. Eat not of it raw. Oh no, actually, let me go to verse 8 again. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Now, one thing too that's amazing about the Bible is there's no such thing as eating our food raw. Absolutely disgusting. It causes health issues. It causes so many problems. I don't understand why someone would want to eat raw flesh. Okay? Because life is in the blood, according to the Bible. All right. If you're eating anything and there's still blood coming out, it makes you unclean. All right. It makes you unclean and is absolutely disgusting. All right. Anything that is dead, make sure that it is, anything that is raw, you cook it. You don't eat it without burning it, without doing something to make sure that blood is not in there still. Because once again, life is in the blood. All right. So once again, and also too, when you go into Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, what you're going to see is how you are going to see how in that book, the 23rd chapter of Leviticus, how the Most High is showing you that we are a people with flavor, with bitter herbs. Not only does he want you to cook it with fire, but he also mentions oil and bitter herbs and with, something on the side, unleavened bread. All right. One thing about Israel, we love to have some damn sides to everything. Anything that we cook as a meal, we have to have something on it, extra, just to hold us over. All right. So, and at this Passover, man, it was amazing. That lamb was very good. Okay, that lamb was very good. That unleavened bread was absolutely amazing. All right, I think somebody even had honey on their food. And the bitter herbs was absolutely delicious. It was so much flavor on the lamb. It was ridiculous. And then also too, there was so much lamb left over. People got seconds and thirds and fourths, which is beautiful. And you should have seen how many people was at this Passover, man. It was damn near football numbers. That's the best way I can put it. It was damn near football numbers of just so many bodies of glorious people all coming together for the celebration of our power, whose name is Yahweh in the Hebrew. And also too for our King Yahweh Shai. And it was just so glorious that it brought tears to a lot of people's eyes, man. Can't lie. It was absolutely outstanding and amazing. Until next year, the Lord allow, if Christ doesn't return. Okay, let's keep going. Verse 9. Eat not of it raw, nor sodden at all with water, but roast with fire, his head with his legs, and with the pertinence thereof. So the Most High is through Moses and Aaron, the Most High is saying, make sure that you cook the entire body of the lamb. Long story short, cook the entire thing. Make sure it's not raw, but make sure it's roast with fire. Let's keep going. Verse 10. And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning, meaning that everybody is going to dive in and have a piece of this lamb. And there should be nothing left, nothing all the way to the bone. In the Black community, how we have this thing about, if you eat chicken, make sure there's nothing left on that bone. And you know, if people really know if you know how to eat chicken or not, because if you leave any type of meat or skin on that bone, they know that you don't really know how to eat it. But if you are someone who sees a plate of just bones and nothing left on that damn bone, you know that someone really knows how to, you know, clean up their plate when it comes to meat. All right. So the Lord is saying, make sure that this lamb is roasted with fire, and that there's nothing left over. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. Let me see. And that which remaining of it unto the morning. Verse 10. And ye shall let nothing of it remain unto the morning, and that which remaineth of it unto the morning ye shall burn with fire. So if there is anything left over, burn with fire again, right? Verse 11. And thus shall ye eat it with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand. And ye shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. Now, the reason why this food is being prepared the way it is because this is for the purpose of the Lord's Passover. Okay? Now, once again, the Lord's Passover is when our God had delivered the children of Israel out of the hands of our captors, or our oppressors, I should say, which would be at this time in Babylonian captivity under the Egyptians. Okay? The Egyptians. All right? We were in bondage under the Egyptians at this time, in slavery under Pharaoh, and the Most High delivered us out of his hands. And why was that? Because the Most High saw that it was that time. Pharaoh did not want to let the Most High's people go to serve him. So the Most High had Moses go to Pharaoh countless times to have Israel released. Like the Most High is so amazing that he even said, look, okay, go to Pharaoh and let him know, look, if he could just let my people go for maybe a few days, so that way they could come serve me, and they'll be right back. Even that, Pharaoh said, hell no, I'm not giving them a day off. They don't have no days off when it comes to this work that I want them to do. Like, Pharaoh had a heart that was very hardened. It was rock solid. He had no compassion. He had no empathy. This man is a man who had no soul, and he was very cruel. He was what you would call today a tyrant. Okay, just like Donald Trump is very much a tyrant in America today, just a wicked ruler who did not give a damn about anything or anybody else, well-being whatsoever. Shalaki, y'all bear with me. Shalaki. All right. Shalaki, y'all. Still, dealing with the weather right now, as far as, state to state. I believe I caught me a little cold here, but it's all good. But Pharaoh was a wicked leader who did not give a damn about anything or anybody else, all right, except for himself and what he wanted. And proud is really an understatement when it comes to Pharaoh and Donald Trump as well. But that's what it was. Very proud, very high and mighty. Did not give a damn, only listen to himself and nobody else. All right. So with that being said, let's keep going. Also, too, I just want to reiterate one thing about verse 11, right? And when it says, and thus shall ye eat it with your loins girded and your shoes on your feet. So when you see those pictures of these brothers and sisters, or these pictures of these men, on social media in the ISUPK, who got these glorious garments on, got these war belts. Like when it says the loins girded, it's talking about a war belt that's keeping your midsection in place, and also to keeping your garment in place as well, because it's going to fall down with the fringes down past your needs. You know what I mean? And so it's saying, as you eat this, make sure that your loins are girded, your shoes on your feet, them boots, the glorious boots that we always wear, man. Different type of fashions and colors, and just a lot of creativity onto those boots, onto the garment, onto the armbands, onto the headpieces, right? Let me see. And your staff in your hand. A staff is a stick. It's like a long stick. All right. It's a long stick that, like for example, you may see so today people may look at it like a cane, something like a thick stick that you use to walk and assist yourself. You know what I mean? So like just think about a cane, but a cane that is just upright. All right, it's a long stick, it's straight, it's decorative, you know what I mean? And you may use it for a lot of things. Moses actually had a staff, all right? A staff which was a long stick, and his staff turned into what? A serpent. Okay. So these brothers had staffs even after Passover in the land. Okay, which was absolutely amazing. Let's keep going. And ye shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. Okay, so it's telling you how to prepare for the Lord's Passover, so to speak. Let's keep going. Verse 12. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. Now, as we're celebrating the Lord's Passover, the Most High is going to unalive and put judgment on the Egyptians who are our enemies. Now, you may ask yourself, why did the Lord do this? What is the purpose of this? Because the Most High had Moses go to Pharaoh to let his people go countless times. And Pharaoh disagreed. Pharaoh brushed it off. Pharaoh did not do what the Lord wanted him to do. Pharaoh decided to keep them hostage, keep them into captivity, and not let them go. And so what the Lord did, he saw an opportunity to get rid of the firstborn of every man. So every firstborn child was going to be unalived, and the beast. So every first son, every first male beast, which is an animal, everything was going to be unalived. And it happened. It was a judgment. One thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to go against the Lord. And that day, our enemy saw that the Most High was very much real. And that Moses wasn't just a regular guy who was just talking about a man that he speaks to, a power that he speaks to. Pharaoh saw that day and that night, everyone saw, all the Egyptians knew that the God of Israel is very much alive and very much real. Because who else can do that? Can man do what God just did that night? And Passover is really like a family reunion. That's how you want to look at it, right? It was a day of feasting and celebration of the Lord for him delivering us out of the hands of captivity. That's the importance of this day. And if it wasn't for Moses doing what he did, that day may not never had happened. If Israel never would have came together and did as they were instructed in order to do, that day would never have happened. There would never have been no deliverance at that time. There most likely would probably have not been any Israelites as well. Okay? Now, if you notice, every time that we do not listen to the Most High, we always get punished and judged. There are countless times that the Lord was going to get rid of us as a people, as his chosen people. But of course, he showed us mercy, more mercy, mercy over here, mercy over there. And he's still showing us mercy right now because Israelites are very much here and right now. We are still alive. We are still thriving to a certain extent through this captivity. But the Most High also is going to shorten the time to where he's going to deliver us out of this captivity. But, I mean, it can happen today, tonight, right now, at this very moment. Just like we came together. I mean, we came together, man, so fast. In a sense, meaning like the way that we came together in the celebration of Passover, of Moses instructing us on what we should do and how it has to be done. I mean, that can happen today. And the Most High can end all of this. Send Yahushua, and we will finally be free from our captivity. I mean, can you imagine? When you look at this Bible right now, right? When you look at this Bible, the Passover, you should look at it as a family reunion. You got your immediate family, your extended family. You got your first, second, third, fourth, fifth cousins. You got your great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents. I mean, you have all this family coming together for one purpose and one purpose only. And it's for the Lord. And y'all just start feasting. And next thing you know, your enemies have dropped dead. Your enemies have received judgment for your sake. I mean, imagine that. That's what we're doing in the ISUPK. We are trying, we're not trying, but what we are doing is getting the souls back to the Most High. Fishing to get the souls of that 144,000 to serve the Most High again, man. We are fighting for those souls because that 144,000 is the army. We are fighting for the souls of our people so we can end this captivity. That's what we're doing. We're not trying, we're doing the work every single solitary day. Not only did we just go to Atlanta for Passover, but we was doing all types of work. This work does not stop. It's all the time, all day, every day, 24/7 or 25/8. That's what it is. It's 25/8, this work of the Lord. And what's so beautiful is, too, we invited any and every Israelite that there is out there. We invited all you so-called groups that say that you are Israelites, but y'all don't really follow the Bible. You so-called Israelite clubs and groups, you know what I mean? You people who study on your own, we invited every single solitary Israelite that there is any Israelite group that's out there. Commander General Yohanan called everybody to come to the Passover. And, a few people out of the world showed up. A few people who used to associate with, certain groups showed up. Entertainers, you had some entertainers that showed up to the Lord's Passover. And it was glorious, man. You have people who truly they're not sure if they truly know or believe in, the ideology or the way of life that is being taught in the ISUPK. They still showed up. So what is your excuse? It's not like anyone's going to harm you or hurt you. You got to ask yourself, you have done everything else in your life. You've been into the church. You've been inside of the mosque. You've been a part of this religion, that religion. What's wrong with you stepping foot into, the house, as far as the ISUPK? I mean, what's the worst that can happen? I know one thing is last time someone was unsure about the ISUPK, who disagreed with the ISUPK, a lot of those people that came into the school and found out for themselves that this is the place to be. And some people still came in like, I don't know about it. And that's probably because they had their own demons and things that they were, suffering and dealing with. So that's on them. But 9 times out of 10, most people that are unsure about this place and they go through the 90-day program, a lot of them stick, man. A lot of those brothers and sisters find out that this is where they should have been all along. That this is what actually keeps me protected. This is where I'm not going to be lied to. This is the place where I'm always going to be held accountable and be told the truth. Who wouldn't love that? But there are people who still want to continue to get high, who want to continue to, just feel bad for themselves. Don't want to be held accountable. Some people still just want to have sex, unlawful sex with anything and everybody. There are people who just don't have the discipline and integrity to fight against their own flesh. I understand to a certain extent. I do understand, but however, sooner or later you are going to have to change your way of life, because how you live your life is going to be what causes your demise, or that causes you to rise, meaning that causes you to be born again. The things that you do every day determines your life, whether you live or die. That weed is going to kill you. Maybe not today, but some way, somehow, it's going to be the death of you. You say that, weed cannot kill you. It does. It may not unalive you how fentanyl will, or heroin, or crack. But there are many ways that you can lose your life behind anything. But also, too, smoking anything, actually, not just weed. When you smoke anything, it causes cancer. All right? It's not just cigarettes. Anything that you smoke at all causes health problems in general. Not just cancer, but that's a big one. And there are new studies from your white scientists who are saying that they are finding inside of weed more studies that is causing cancerous issues in people's bodies. So once again, it may not affect you how, it may not unalive you right now on the spot today, but eventually you will lose your life if you continue. You may not have got caught with that brother's woman, that whore, but eventually it's going to catch up to you. You may get a bullet. You may lose, your eye, a finger, your hand. You may bleed out to death. You may end up in the hospital. Man. I say all that to say, once again, all of this can end if we decide to come together as a people for one thing and one thing only, and the obedience of the Lord. We come together for any and everything else that is irrelevant, that has nothing to do with the Lord whatsoever. And we wonder why so many issues happen in our everyday lives. It's because we are not coming together for the right cause, but the wrong one. And how the children of Israel listened to a man who most people would think or deem him to be out of his mind or insane or crazy, because they listened to a man of God. That's why the Most High delivered his people out of captivity. Now, if you're tired of seeing your loved ones die by the hand of a gun, die by the hand of drugs, die by the hands of violence, child support, drug use, drug abuse, alcoholism, suicide, sexual assaults, if you're tired of seeing those things become prevalent in your life and your loved ones' lives, this can all change right now. This can change very quickly, very swiftly. If only you knew that we had to be obedient to the Lord. Every day that you wake up out of your bed, every day that you acknowledge and that you know that you are very much alive, that should be the day that you fight harder to change yourself and to be obedient and keep those laws, statutes, and commandments. And also to teach people to do so. Come on now, don't keep this truth for yourself. When somebody in the audience can give you gems, you make sure that you give somebody else those gems. You share it. When it comes to this truth, share it. You watching this video right now, share this to somebody in your contacts. Share this to somebody, on your social media. Tag somebody. Hit highlight. Share with all your friends and family. Whether you believe that they are going to watch it or not. Whether you believe that they do not understand or they do understand. Whether they believe in this or not, share it anyway. What's the worst that can happen? Everybody's sharing fights online. Everybody's sharing, nudity, pornography at this point. Everybody's sharing, the latest beef. Everybody's sharing, who's messing with who. Okay? If you can share all of those things that are irrelevant, that bring nothing, that means nothing, then you can share a class like this that speaks about purpose, that speaks about fixing your communities. Okay? Also, too, you know what? I do take my hat off to those brothers and sisters who actually came together in support of the brother Carmelo Anthony. That brother who got into an altercation with two Edomites or white boys who were trying to jump him, and he defended himself for his life and ended up taking the life of one of those brothers. Now everybody said that like the entire media, as always, tried to assassinate the brother Carmelo Anthony's image and said like, oh, he's dangerous. He's a danger to society. He should be under the jail. He should never get out. He needs a death penalty. All these things, and they got a picture of him with a gun in his hand. But meanwhile, everybody else sees, everybody pulls up the evidence of these white boys, of the things that they said online, them having guns in their hands. So what are we talking about here? So this black man with a gun is dangerous, but these white boys, the things that they've done and said, and they have guns in their hands as well, they are not being dangerous. They are innocent. They are beautiful and precious. I think not. Now, if somebody is wrong, they're wrong. If somebody is right, they're right. However, in this situation, this brother absolutely defended himself against two boys that were trying to hurt him, that were trying to harm him, possibly unalive him, right? He defended himself. And even when he got arrested, that was the same story. His story has never changed. Now, the community of this brother, Carmelo Anthony, they raised funds. And they raised funds for this brother. This brother got a good lawyer. And this lawyer had fought for this brother to the point where I gotta get it now because I didn't lost the whole train of thought. Let me see here. Right. So now this brother got released after a bond, right? This brother got released on a bond. and it was reduced to $250,000 because at first, I believe the bond was either $1 million, $1 million, or $2 million. Okay. Now, and also too, it says that he won't face death penalty in alleged stabbing a fellow track athlete. And also too, this brother, I believe this brother didn't even go to that school. He was just there with friends. But I forget bits and pieces of the story. But the thing was, long story short, those boys had no business with trying to mess with Carmelo Anthony, and he was not the aggressor at all. So because they was looking for a fight and they was looking to do something, heinous and evil towards this black man, one of them got what they asked for. All right, and ultimately lost his life. Sometimes you just have to worry about yourself and stay to yourself. If you don't, it's okay not to be in someone else's business. Sometimes people like to F around, and when they F around, they find out. So what happened was that white boy found out. He F'd around and found out, and he lost his life behind it. I have no tears for what happened. I call it self-defense as well. If two people are trying to jump on one man, one woman, and you are doing everything in your power to get these people away from you or off of you by any means, defend yourself. Self-defense. And I pray that things just gets better for that brother Carmelo Anthony. But that's the spirit of brotherhood, right? How everybody came together for that brother says everything, says a lot. We should come together like that for each other all the time. But you know what? If we came together in the beginning, what that brother Carmelo Anthony had went through, it never would have happened. You want to know why? Because brotherhood is such a weapon. We don't just let brothers just handle things on their own. Somebody else would have been beside Carmelo Anthony. To the point where if those white boys would have thought that they had an issue or tried or would have thought to try to do anything to Carmelo Anthony, they would have backed down and walked the other way because they would have saw that this brother had men with him that would lay their lives down for him. And that's how it should always be. That could have avoided all of that completely. Okay? Now, of course, I'm going to dive into the story, another time as the case unfolds, because this is a very good and interesting story about, this brother. All right. So I do want to jump off the whole Passover thing just real fast. And I do want to dive into something else here. Let's talk about Easter. Okay. Let's get Acts chapter 12, verse 4. I'm just going to read this real fast and kind of speak through some of these scriptures, all right? Because we're kind of low on time. Acts chapter 12, verse 4. And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to four and deliver him to 4 quaternions of the soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people. Verse 5. Peter therefore was kept in prison, but prayer was made without ceasing of the church unto God for him. So this is talking about hold on. Let me go back up. Hold on. Let's go to verse 1. Acts chapter 12, verse 1. Now, about that time, Herod the king stretched forth his hands to vex certain of the church. Now, church is Christian dogma. Church should be used for congregation, all right, or a school. Okay, so a body of people. Verse 2. And he killed James, the brother of John, with the sword. Now, Acts the 12th chapter He's speaking about the unaliving of some of the disciples. All right, unaliving and imprisonment of the disciples. Verse 3. And because he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also. Then were the days of unleavened bread. Verse 4. And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people. Now, when it says Easter in verse 4, right, just to get straight to the point, Easter is supposed to be Passover, okay? Easter is Christian dogma for Passover. Otherwise, if you see the word Pesach, Pesach is another word that means Passover, which is also Hebrew, okay? So, like, when you look into the Hebrew of this scripture, you're not going to see Easter. And let me get that as well. Let's get Acts real quick. 12 and 4. Give me 1 second here. Right, so right here, so in the Hebrew, right, Acts chapter 12, verse 4, I have a Hebrew app, and it says Passover, right? So after the Passover to bring out to him, the Passover to bring out him to the people. Now, it does not say Easter, which lets you know that this is Christian dogma. And also, too, this is written in the Greek language. That's why it says Easter instead of the ancient Hebrew, which is Passover or otherwise Pesach in the Hebrew. Okay? So, now that that's cleared up. So, bunny rabbits and bunnies laying eggs does not have nothing to do with Passover whatsoever. It's not even mentioned in the Bible. When you look at Exodus, the 12th chapter, which we were just in, you don't see anything about Easter. You don't see nothing about bunnies, rabbits, eggs. But you see everything about a lamb, fire, oil, the unaliving of the firstborn of every man beast. That is what you do see, however. So Easter is and Easter also comes from the fertility god, whose name is Ishtar. Ishtar is a fertility god of sex and love. All right. And now also too, Easter has a disgusting background behind it. But I'm going to dive more into that next week because Sunday is going to be Easter on the 20th, all right, of April. So I'm going to dive into that a little bit later because I want to get more into the entire history. I want to give you every single solitary detail of that disgusting day and why your children, especially your children, should not partake whatsoever. And also, too, we have videos on our page where we speak about Easter and how vile it is and how it has nothing to do with the Lord. And once again, if you are an adult and you allow your children to celebrate these holidays of men and not of God, you should be ashamed of yourself. You are doing them a great disservice, a great dishonor. And you don't love your household. You don't cherish the innocence of those children. And you sure damn don't love yourself or anyone else. All right? I thought that if you love God, you should do everything that he tells you to do. Show me in the Bible where he says you would have to celebrate Easter. You can't. But I can show you where this Christian dogma of the word Easter being mentioned, but it's a wrong translation, otherwise known as dogma. That, however, I can show you. But you can't show me Independence Day, Christmas or Thanksgiving, your birthday, Mother's Day or Father's Day, and why we should celebrate. Now, however, I can show you this. Let me see. Let me get 2 more scriptures in and then we out of here. Actually, I'm gonna get 3 more scriptures real quick. Let me see. Let's get Amos chapter 5, verse 21. Yep, you got Amos chapter 5, verse 21. Otherwise, I'm a was in the Hebrew. This is Amos chapter 5, verse 21. I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Now, a lot of people say that, well, hate is not in the Bible. Absolutely it is. It's mentioned also, in a lot of places. In the Old Testament, the New Testament, and the Apocrypha. It is mentioned all over this book. And there's hatred towards things and people. You name it. But the Lord said, I despise your feast days. Now, some people may think like, okay, is this a contradiction? Because in Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, he tells us that we have to celebrate the feast days. Now, it's not talking about those feast days. One thing that the Lord is not going to do is be a hypocrite like man. He's not going to be a hypocrite, and he is not going to contradict himself like you would, because you are a man and you are not God. All right. So now let me see. Now, when you read, now I'm not going to read the entire chapter, but when you read the entire 5th chapter of Amos, what you figure out and find out is the feast days that he's speaking about is the ones that are to the other gods and that are not in representation or in celebration of him. That's the difference. So once again, how do you know if a holiday in America represents God? Is it because everybody says it is? I mean, let's be honest, right? What about Easter represents God or the Most High or Christ or the nation of Israel? What is the significance of it? And you have to explain that to me. Break it down. And if you believe that this has something to do with the Most High in Christ, you have to prove it. The Bible says to prove all things. And how do you prove all things? Through the Bible. Show me Christmas. Show me Halloween. Show me anything that says this is all about the Lord. The Lord is a part of this day. The Lord is in worship. You can't. The Lord said he hates and he despises your feast days, right? And I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Imagine you praying to the Lord and you got pork chops on your table. You got chitlins and oysters, clams, a seafood boil. I don't know if I mentioned chitlins already. You got crawfish, octopus, skunk, turtle, alligator. You got all these things on your table for a feast. And you are praying to the Lord. That is absolutely disrespectful and dishonorable. Because if you know anything about the dietary laws, actually, how about this? If you know anything about the first 5 books of Moses, you would know who to serve, who not to serve, what to eat, what not to eat, what are the feast days and what are not the feast days. And if you understood and comprehend and dissected those 5 books, the first 5 books of Moses, you would know what to do and what not to do. But yet, in your Christian heart, you believe that this has everything to do with God, and as long as you pray over it, everything is going to be just fine. Yeah, I hate and I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. The Most High is not going to hear your prayers because you're a sinner. He's not going to smell that abomination that's on that table that you are about to devour. The Most High is not going to glory and be satisfied with this thing on your table that you call meat. That is not meat. That is not food. Okay? I digress. Let's keep going. Let me drop that real quick. Now I want to get this real quick. Let's get Psalms 133 verse 1. All right. Now I'm bringing this back up for the purpose of Passover and unleavened bread. All right, the feast of unleavened bread. All right, Psalms 133 verse 1. A song of degrees of David. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. That's really the embodiment of what happened this Saturday and Sunday at the Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread the first day. You saw nothing but love, conversation, feasting, drinking, dancing, singing. I mean, people taking pictures, people supporting each other's businesses. I mean, man, just everybody's reunited. This was the Lord's family reunion. It's how you should look at it. A big, big family reunion of people, brothers and sisters from all across the world, the globe, the UK, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Jamaica, I think El Salvador, Ecuador, I mean, the UK, where else? Canada, the Midwest, the West Coast, the East Coast, down south. Everybody from all around the globe. Oh, Central America, South America, North America. Like, everybody came all together from different places, and we came all the way to Atlanta to celebrate the Lord's 56th annual Passover. Absolutely glorious. And it was very pleasant. It was very good. And everyone was in unity. We were all one with each other. There was no issues. There's no disagreements. Everybody was on one accord. We was absolutely one body, one faith, one baptism. And we served one Lord that day, as we do every day. And that is Yahweh, our power, man. The Most High, okay? And that was absolutely glorious in his sight. However, he does not hate or despise that feast day. He loves it because that's the feast day in the Holy Convocation or High Holy Days that he told us to celebrate, that he told us to keep for our generations. It was absolutely glorious in his sight, man. Amazing. Now, let me drop that. Now, the last thing I have to say, what we should do, let's get 1 Corinthians. Give me a second here. 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 7. All right. However, since we celebrate the Passover and we are now in the Feast of Unleavened Bread for 7 days, right? This is what we have to do. This is what we should always keep in our minds. Even after the Feast of Unleavened Bread will end very soon, right? Because we only have 7 days. So 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 7. Purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened. For even Christ our Passover is sacrificed for us. So let me break this down, right? So we have to purge out therefore the old leaven. So leaven is that thing that makes dough rise, right? That ye may be a new lump as ye are unleavened. So purging out that old leaven means that we have to change. We have to be brand new. It's like that parable about the old wine and new bottles. All right. So we have to be new. We have to purge out that thing that is going to cause imperfection in us. Right? That's why it says, purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump. You can't become a new lump if there's still old leaven, old clumps, you know what I mean, in that dough, in that bread, for it to rise, right? So we have to purge out that old thing. And this is, and also too, Passover also as well, it's in the springtime. And springtime brings about new life and growth. Why do you think we have the Feast of Unleavened Bread? The Passover. It all goes hand in hand with each other. Okay, because in the winter time, everything is dead. Nothing grows. But in the springtime, everything grows. Passover being the first month of the year, it's the new year. So you can't have that old person at all. You have to have something new. You have to purge out the old leaven and have that new thing start to work. You can't have imperfections. Okay? Like you gotta look at yourself as a machine. You know, you can't have that bad oil, that bad engine, because it's not going to run. How can you function if you don't improve the mistakes and the things inside of you? All right? How can that car move? How can that car function if you don't fix the issues within it? Purge out the old leaven. So like, purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened, as we should be. For even Christ, our Passover, is sacrificed for us. So Christ being a sacrifice for us, for even Christ, our Passover, is sacrificed for us. Christ is that lamb for Passover. That's why this is not about us, but it's very much about our King, our power. That's why we say Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, Most High in Christ. Christ is our Passover who sacrificed for us. What exactly did Christ sacrifice for us? To be brand new, not to continue that old thing. All right? That old thing of drug addiction, whoredom, sexual deviancy, alcoholism, being a liar, being a thief, someone who likes to covet things that are not theirs, someone who bears false witness, someone who has hatred and malice and envy in their heart towards their neighbor. That's what Christ died for. His sacrifice was for us to be better and to purge out the old leaven. So, with that being said, 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 7, we have work to do. We have to continue to purge out that old leaven, so that way this sacrifice doesn't go to it's not for nothing. You know what I mean? Imagine the Lord, imagine Christ laying his life down for you, but you can't reciprocate that. That's crazy, man. You continue to do the same thing over and over again in your life, and you just don't give a damn. And you just say, you know what? I didn't ask him to do that for me. I'm just trying to live my life. Well, if you try to keep your life, you are going to lose it. And I pray you understand. So with that being said, I imagine which needs to stand. Now I'm going to get into the security announcements. All right, ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK. Start at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. So like, actually, you know what? Give me 1 second here. Let me check one thing real quick. Y'all bear with me real fast. That's what I want to see. Okay, I got it. No sweat. All right, yep. We are at ISUPK. Start at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shut themselves to the world. If they need transportation, a teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, you can find it in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, 8 through 10 means tenth in Hebrew, my Asherah. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to treasury department or teacher. A priest fund, which is a free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like, upcoming holy convocations. So, as you know, we are still in the Feast of Unleavened Bread for 7 days. It started on Sunday. Sunday, which was the 13th. All right, and it should be ending this upcoming Sunday. All right, but I'll go ahead and double check that for the school's calendar. All right, but otherwise, in the meantime, we are still in the Feast of Unleavened Bread. So what that means is that you cannot eat anything that has leaven in it. Anything that has yeast, baking powder, baking soda. If you see sodium bicarbonate, if you see anything that says leavening agent, do not eat it. If you have any questions or concerns, contact the person in your city. All right, the camp leader or any brother, in your zone. All right. Just make sure that before you buy or eat anything, that you make sure that it's lawful to eat for this time as we're in the Feast of Unleavened Bread. And also, too, make sure that you eat a piece of unleavened bread every single day until the very last day of this feast. All right. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boot, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. All right. So with that being said, once again, Imagine, which means to stand, Wafanya Hakodam, which means to face the east. This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawi, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shubka, Yahweh, Malachwatka, Thaba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Barataza, Kuwa, Hayah, Bashemayim, Nathalanau, Lakam, Kol, Yawam, Basalakanau, Kabawatnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawatyanawa, Wala'ah, Thaba'ah, Vanasaya one, Abah, Hawashinawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wataparath, La Aulamim, Aman. The Lord's Prayer in the English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. So be it. Amen. All right. So like just for time's sake, just the Lord's Prayer. Otherwise, all right, men of Israel, my Shabbat, Imagine, Barak, Yahweh Shemel Shabarakatham, Yazmatah, courtesy salute for the sisters. Men of Israel, my Shabbat, Imagine, Barak, Yahweh Shemar Alataba Shemel Shah, Yazmatah, class dismissed. All right, Shalom, Israel.